Hello, Hazel, and hello, stream. I believe we're live now. I'm Munchie Koopas, and joining me today is Speedfrog as well as S-Diesel.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So we are making our way through the first stage of the game. Here is Plains. Main objective through Plains is to gather as much gold as possible while not stopping through the obstacles of shoveling, pogoing, leap of faithing, which we are seeing here. And looks like Moomoo got it. Engage on the right. Has nailed it as well. You know, Leap of Faith is a very specific jump you have to make there at the edge of that ledge to avoid jumping into spikes. It's very easy to do to die there.
Should be an interesting match today. Obviously, Engage is favored to win since he is a much more of a veteran of this game than Moomoo is. But Moomoo has been bringing the grind in lately and really been improving a lot. So
yeah, Moomoo's been
who knows?
improving at a very fast pace, I would say.
And Engage has been known to be rather inconsistent, or somewhat inconsistent. So we'll see how it turns out today.
Yeah, the former world record holder Engage, yes. We're also going to see, for the first time in the Shovel Knight races, the use of the Flare Wand. Engage is the primary, I would say, runner of the Flare Wand route.
I think it's the second time, actually, because Taiwan also uses it.
Oh, I'm sorry, he did.
And Engage, unfortunately, missing the bubble wrap. So Moomoo getting a very large lead here, right from the get-go. See Moomoo performing the Black Knight stun lock, or at least most of it, picks him back up.
There you go.
And that just shows off what we call jump or shovel canceling, which is just using the jump button to cancel your ground attack so you can continue moving forward. And then you can either do another attack or just continue on your way. Engage. Becoming the task during the fight.
So what they are doing first, before they head to Pridemore, is they have to make a mandatory visit and then immediately leave. The game does require you to do that. With shovel canceling, you're also going to see them scoop up one hit from each dirt pile, which gives them a little bit of gold along. Moomoo nailing the gentle jump there.
Yeah. The gentle jump being a technique where you swing your shovel at, like when you hit a screen transition during the startup of your jump, and it increases your jump height, but it's only useful in that one spot.
And Engage getting it as well. Very nice.
So in this level we will see some variation in terms of route, because I believe Moomoo has now learned the full orb route, at least most of the 90% route, so he will actually not be buying anything in this level. Engage, however, will be stopping after the room Moomoo is in now to get the Flare Wand.
And here we go. Engage heading by the Flare Wand.
It's a good turnaround on the door.
Yeah, that's a lot harder than it looks
Very much harder.
to get that like right away.
Yeah, there's like 5 pixels or something that you have in order for the door to actually recognize that you're in the right spot.
It's really hard as Plague, because Plague has a really stupid like stop speed and turnaround speed. So it's
But-
really hard to gauge where you are and to stop in the right spot.
Plague also has to take time to stuff his body inside a Shovel Knight like silhouette door, so
What are some of the differences between the flare and the orbs that we're going to see, guys?
well, with the orbs, they're going to be a little bit more effective against the bosses with the flare wand.
Moo
They-
just got the full King Knight quick kill.
Yo, that was
What?
sick.
Nice.
He's been running this game seriously for like 2 weeks and he can already do that. I'm
I
I'm
can't get
amazed.
that kill, and I've been I've been trying that for
Oh,
Um,
Engage going for QuickBooks.
yeah. Real quick, he is going for QuickBooks here.
You can get this lava cycle like half a second or half a cycle faster or so, but it's quite risky and rather difficult. I'm pretty sure he's the only one who actually goes for it.
I believe he is the only one that goes for that. That was
currently, yes.
that's a very risky strat there. That saves little time, but it is optimal. But to continue on what I was saying, with the Chaos Orb, we just saw MooMooAkai. They bounce across the ground there, and they're very effective against all of the boss fights. Well, at least most of the boss fights. And the differences between that and the Flare one is the pretty much straight arrow projectile shot. So it does require some precise aiming with it when you want to use it against the boss fights. I've never ran the Flare Wand route, so I don't. I know it's a tougher route to use than the orb route.
In some
I believe
places, yes.
I believe one of the main advantages of Flare Rod is that it takes less time to buy.
It takes less time to buy, and it takes less magic to use per shot. That I do
Right.
know as well. Yeah.
Generally, it's better for the Plague Knight boss, but worse probably for most of the rest of the bosses. Just because orbs are really good at hitting a lot of the bigger bosses. The bosses
very
with big
true.
hitboxes, you can get sometimes 3 or 4 or more hits.
Yeah, it really helps with the big hitbox blocks there. And so we've already seen Engage take a big leap forward just from not having to go to the village to buy the orb. It's much quicker to buy the Flare Wand within Pridemore Keep than to take a village visit to buy the orb.
Both players are making Glitch Shard look very easy right now. This pleases me.
Yeah, Mimu getting through the Dark Frog Room there. Pretty good. Right? And
The room can be somewhat of a nightmare, depending
Yes.
on what kind of RNG you get with the frog jumps.
Mumu breaking that checkpoint there, opting to get the gold. The way checkpoints work here, and we're going to see this a lot in the percent route, is the second you destroy a checkpoint, it is no longer used as a checkpoint, but you're breaking it for the gold that it has inside of it. So if you die, you go all the way back to the last non-broken checkpoint before that point. It's a little risky, but it's well worth the gold that you will need to buy relics later on in the game.
And certain checkpoints are more valuable than others. They have more gold
Right.
in them.
Yeah, so you'll see them break specific checkpoints based on how much gold is in them and how much time it takes to break it, or if it's going to waste any time at all.
We'll see some more variants in the Spectre Knight fight. Engage, unfortunately, missing
Ooh.
those first 2 flares. Normally,
That's
if you
a
hit
big
those,
deal.
it does actually get you some more damage and speeds up the fight a little bit.
Oh, he's getting terrible RNG too. He's actually running pretty low on health too. This might be pretty concerning here.
Yeah.
He should be making good work of it here. Well, you have 14 magic, just kill him.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's waiting instead of firing flares. But the important thing is he didn't die.
Yes, very important.
Yeah, very important.
So now the routes will still be the same. They're both going to go to the Lost City next because they both want the Dust Knuckles. At least I believe that's the case. Then after that, their routes should go back to being a little bit different until Flying Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Moo taking advantage of skeletons there. Basically in these dream sequences, at least the first two, the main object here is to die as quickly as possible to end the dream sequence fast, but also killing these skeletons and collecting as much gold as possible.
Something I do want to mention is that Moo is using a color code. So he is just regular base Shovel Knight right now. He doesn't have Contour's code. At least not yet.
Wow, I actually just noticed that.
Alright, Lost City is always like a nerve-wracking time in any race, just because it's time for Beetle Skip. And sometimes, despite the player's best efforts, Beetle Skip can go horribly awry.
Usually depending on things like slimes. Looking good so far. And he nails it.
Moo nails Beetle Skip, very good. Engage getting set up. Good. And nails it.
Hooray! No return to map for either runner.
That's another thing that makes it so nerve-wracking, is that if you die, then the money bags that you drop will generally be in unrecoverable places right above the lava. So the only way to get your money back is to exit to the map and start from the beginning of the level, which loses in itself quite a lot of extra time. Alternatively, you might be able to break some other checkpoints to make up the gold, but that is possibly a little too risky.
Yeah, I would say ideally it's better just to reset back to the map and then load it back up again.
Well, ideally, just don't die, but
Yeah.
of course it doesn't work every time.
Touché.
Alright, Engage now purchasing the Knuckles, which Moo just got. The Knuckles cost 3,000 gold to purchase, 2 magic to use, and they will interact with anything that the shovel will interact with. They'll kind of move Shovel Knight along in, well, he moves faster than he walks when he punches things. So
Yeah.
in some cases it can actually help you meet certain cycles, as we might see in Explodatorium.
We actually saw really quickly Moo reset that room with the moving platform that moves under the wall there, and that's mostly due to because it actually would have been faster to reset the cycle, so he didn't have to wait for the platform to come back again, as he was a little late hitting the green slime on the lava.
Alright, I think Moo was going to attempt the second Beetle Skip, but then the fire and the birds
Getting
had
really
other
low on
ideas.
health here. Don't
And-
die, and he does die.
Engage nails the Beetle 2 skip. Moo did unfortunately die there. Yeah, he's gonna opt to not try it again to get his money back. And Engage finishes off Mole Knight. Very good. I believe he used a little bit of the knuckle strat with Mole Knight as well.
You kind of have to if you're going the flare route, because the flares don't get as many hits as the orbs do.
Yeah. Really
getting a
good
great
orb
orb, dude.
placement.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That was a really good fight for Moon. Those were really good orb placements.
This is still anyone's race, though. One death from Engage could put this back in Moo's favor.
Very true.
Here's where we're going to see a bit of a route change. You see Engage going to Iron Whale, where Moo is going to most likely be heading to Explodatorium here. And that is because the flare route prefers to go to get the Conjurer's Coat after Iron Whale, because it can use the extra magic a lot better in Explodatorium than it can in Iron Whale.
Oh my god. Engage managed to squeeze Shovel Knight through that one block gap between the bubbles and the spikes, which is
Oh
incredible.
my god, did he go for that?
Falling.
He
Yes,
did.
he just fell straight through. He didn't have to wait on the bubbles at all.
Wow. That's impressive. That is very precise. And if you're too far to the left, then you just die. Probably like 2 frames, say.
Yeah, it's really small.
Ooh, unfortunately
Ooh.
having a tough time at the start of Explodatorium.
Wow.
Oh my
my.
god. I forgot that Knuckle Strat was the thing in that room.
Yeah, so did I, and I thought that was a death. So
And you-
yeah.
You can definitely see what I meant when I said Engage can be inconsistent sometimes, because he goes for these crazy strats that are so scary, and if you mess them up, then you just die. But he's
Yeah.
been nailing most of them so far, so it's been working out well for him.
Engage will fight the fish mini-boss. He takes 12 hits to kill. Moo coming up to his own mini-boss in the Explodatorium.
Engage getting a good kill on the fish.
And actually use the damage boost to continue knuckling or 20 as well, which is risky but also very good.
Moo finishes off his mini-boss and proceeds through the flare room. And he's
Gets
on a
the
good
fast
cycle,
cycle.
too. I don't know if he set it up intentionally or if it just happened.
I think he did. From my understanding, he's
Messes up the choppy movement a little bit.
And went for the ladder skip, and just opted to go through it normally.
ooh, getting a little low on life here.
Alright, Moo chooses to just do low percent strats to get through this room with the Slime Knights. It's an excellent choice, as if that Slime Knight, if he had gone for the backup and the top Knight had pogoed him, he would have died.
Yeah.
Engage fighting Treasure Knight. So later when we see Moo fight Treasure Knight, most likely we'll see the Chaos Orb completely destroy this boss. The Flare Wand unfortunately sometimes deals no damage to Treasure Knight, so instead you have to really utilize your jump cancels to get a quick fight, which Engage does with Panache.
Moo having a very sketchy last room.
Yes,
Very close to death.
he also
but
had to break
managed
the
to
last
squeak
checkpoint.
Yeah.
Right.
And the magic number on gold, when you get to the second boss of the second trio of levels, which we say is World 2 in the community, when you get to that boss, you want to have 5,500 gold, because whatever boss you kill, whether it's Treasure or Plague, they're going to give you 2,500 gold. So then you get to 8,000, which is just enough for the Conjurer's Coat and the Charge Slash, which is why Moo had to break that checkpoint.
Yes. And we are actually seeing Engage go purchase these items as we speak. He just bought the Conjurer's Coat and Charge Slash. And he will be heading over to Explodatorium, where we'll see...
Explodatorium.
Yeah, I want everyone to realize he's doing Explodatorium with an item that makes him take extra damage. And he has to do damage boosts in this level, so his health route is very strict in this level.
Yes.
Absolute madman.
We all have me to blame. Because one day I got curious and was like, I wonder what Flare Wand can do. Turns out it can do a lot of things. Engage actually getting a really good long room in Explodatorium, nails the cycles, which you need in order to make that platform cycle at the end. You have to use the knuckles in every spot specifically. I didn't know about that little pogo strat on that rat.
I actually just started
Got it.
using that. Yeah, it's very consistent.
I might go back to doing that since as long as you get through the room, it doesn't matter what you do there.
Yeah,
And you don't take damage. There's always a plus.
that as well.
Right, Engage will actually want to probably conserve most of his magic for this mini-boss fight. Because as we saw Moomoo do, you can get to the other side and shovel the mini-boss to death. With the flare, if you're good, you can also just get over to the other side and then spam the flare, which is a little easier, but obviously requires you to have pretty much all of your magic.
Ooh, and he
Engage
gets
kills
the
the
quick
boss
kill.
before the transform. Nice.
That is the most optimal fight for the Alchemist.
So that's one advantage of flares, it's easier to get that particular quick kill.
And Engage
One
gets
of
the
the
ladder
other-
skip.
One of the other advantages is it provides is that you have a lot more magic to use against Plague Knight, and generally the flare rod shots are easier to hit. You won't of course get multiple hits per use, but you will have more opportunities to do damage with them.
Right, Moomoo taking care of 420 fish. Definitely using the extra magic and to make that fight a lot easier and faster. And we're now going to see Engage take on Plague Knight.
Really good
Right.
kill.
Really good kill, yeah. Minus missing the last two flare one shots. That fantastic kill.
Tournament jitters. Moomoo trying to do some kind of crazy jump setup for that first anchor skip. He's on the right track though, I actually did mess around with doing that. Oh my god, the saves!
That was close.
Save. So went for anchor skip, knew he was gonna miss the second jump, and then U-turns back to the first one, just in time to not get dunked. Very good.
Just barely.
Just barely.
And he had to grab the health before treasure, unfortunately, since he got hit. Cost him about 10 extra seconds.
We spent all the time talking about how Explodatorium with Conjurer's Cloak is really scary. In some ways, Iron Whale can get really scary as well, mostly because Treasure Knight does a lot of damage if he hits you. And if you get bad RNG and miss a few hits, then he can hit you quite a few times.
Yeah, he can kill you really quickly. Moomoo had a really good fight against Treasure Knight. He had good patterns. So he's able to utilize the orbs very well against him with the pattern that Treasure gave him. We've seen in past races where Treasure Knight goes to the top and that you don't want that pattern at all.
Ooh, Engage, unfortunately, he's going for a really optimal strat for bouncing off this beetle, which, ironically enough, actually doesn't save you time in the level as a whole because of something on a global cycle later in the level. I don't know if he knows that or not. And it unfortunately cost him a lot of health, which is the main problem. Because there's a lot of things in this level that will now kill him in one hit, since he only has 1.5.
And there is really no immediate health that you can get that's not out of the way. Most likely what he'll opt to do is to get the health from the boat kill and not go for the boat skip.
You see another advantage of flares, Engage being able to take out these Jawas before they even appear on screen.
Very nice. And I've only seen him do it that well, but he gets through that rat room using the knuckles. Oh, and he goes for the boat skip. Okay.
When he gets that health.
Yeah, okay. He's gonna go for the wall chicken there.
This actually adds
Questionable.
some little extra safety since he has that checkpoint now as well.
True. Yeah.
Mind you, another checkpoint is very soon after the propeller dagger pickup. I had to think of the name.
Yeah, the only place that you could really expect him to die between those two checkpoints is in the dagger room. And that's quite unlikely.
Yeah, and I would assume he's gonna go for the damage boost against the
jellies.
yeah. Could think of their name there. Yep, it does go for it.
People need to do dust jellies more. Just saying. Alright, he's going for it. He's going for the full triple Jawa room, and he nails the perfect triple Jawa room.
Wow.
Oh my god.
This guy.
Like, that trick is entirely dependent on the enemies in that room behaving properly and allowing you to do the trick.
Yeah, we've seen multiple runners in these races die in that one room, just due to the randomness of the Jawas.
Very hard room to master.
Yeah.
I'm
and
sorry,
to
everyone.
adapt. You
I
can
didn't
leave
mean
now.
for it to be so hard. Well, Engage is stream stuttering a little bit. Oh, okay, we're back. Engage having to wait for the fans. Moomoo actually doing dust jellies, but it is unfortunately like a pixel too low to grab the ladder.
He
Still
misses it
too
again. I believe we saw someone else go for it. I can't remember who got it.
Taiwan, probably.
I think so, yeah.
Alright, Moomoo decides to finally just take it slow and steady.
Engage going through the wind tunnel room here and nails it.
Moomoo with a nice save there before the triple Jawa room. He actually got hit by the mage. Does take a death to the Jawas, but there's a checkpoint right there. But Moomoo made a nice save by propeller daggering at the exact spot necessary to continue through the room.
Very precise, actually, to do that.
Gage coming up to the propeller knight kill. See if he gets the quick kill in a race.
And Moomoo struggles through the Jawa room, but got it done.
Oh, Gage unfortunately missed the pogo at the end to get the propeller dagger finish. So he's gonna lose time, but he'll live. Right, Engage's next stop, as well as Moomoo's, should be the Clockwork Tower to purchase the last item in the route, or mobile gear. Something to note is that after the players buy the Conjurer's Coat and the Charge Slash, they never really have to worry about picking up gold, just because they're going to get so much from the remaining bosses as well as the route. And then killing Propeller Knight actually gives you enough money for the mobile gear, so it doesn't matter how many times you die. You could end the level with 0 gold when you get to Propeller Knight and you'll still have enough.
Right. Oh, Moomoo missing the wind tunnel room. Oh, but he gets through it.
The most important thing for Moomoo right now is to just not die. Oh, he's taking that room very, very risky.
That first jelly was really close.
Opts to get the health there, not a bad idea. Engage is on his way to buy the mobile gear.
Oh, Moomoo nailing the kill.
Moomoo!
My god.
I can feel the bopping happening in my future already.
If he sticks with the game, he can get a really good time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Moomoo did tell me he intends to go all out on this game until he can go toe to toe with, well, people like Engage more on a more regular basis. Engage showing off one of the main uses of the gears to skip this particular room. Not so much skip as you can get through it easier. So even though we do have a sizable lead for Engage, this could still be evened up by a couple of deaths.
Absolutely.
Scary stages coming up.
Yes, the stranded ship is possibly even scarier than Clockwork Tower, and just in terms of, I guess, movement through the level.
I find Clockwork Tower to not really be that scary. Especially of the endgame levels, I find it to be mostly not too difficult.
Oh, Moomoo unfortunately daggering back to the right for some reason. Not sure what prompted him to do that. Luckily, he did get the first checkpoint, so he's not too far away from the gear.
Oh,
He does
it
still
was-
have enough money.
Very good of him to get that checkpoint.
Good race strat.
And Engage making his way to Tinker Knight.
Oh. He doesn't have enough money now, actually.
Oh no.
Wonder if he realizes that he should break that checkpoint.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
does.
does.
He did. So we'll probably see him take things very slowly now.
Engage using gear and knuckle strats here for Tinker Knight. And decimates him. Very good fight by Engage.
Engage actually ended that fight a little bit sooner than Smoggy and I usually do. Moo has conquered his demons, purchased the mobile gear, is heading to the large auto-scroller room. Provided the sign daggers are nice to him. Oh, no.
That's putting him right back to the start because he broke the checkpoint.
Yeah. So that's another unfortunate thing about this stage are the sign daggers. They are very random as pop up on the left or right side of the screen for certain screens in this stage. They can make this stage very frustrating.
Gage using a lot more daggers at the start of this level than I'm used to seeing.
He will keep the gear though. He does not have to go back and buy the gear again.
The other good thing is Moo does not have to worry about gold anymore since he has every item he wants.
Very true.
Unless he decides to pick up the Warhorn for some reason.
Warhorn is best horn.
Engage using a little of advantage of the ice physics there. He's going to be using a damage boost right here against the Hammer Brothers to climb up the ladder faster.
I like how we call them the Hammer Brothers.
It doesn't matter
Just-
which one either.
It just seems right, you know?
You can have Hammer Brothers, you can have Hammer Bro. Alright, Moo coming up to the gauntlet, the final auto-scroller.
Engage at Polar Knight here. It's a very technical fight with Flare Rod.
Yeah.
Gets the first two shots, that's the hard part. You have to shoot the first two shots over the snowball that he shoots at you, but not too high, otherwise you just outright miss Polar Knight.
He gets a pretty good
And if-
fight.
And if you do miss them, it makes the cycles a lot more difficult because he won't charge at you until you first hit him.
Going for the health there, not a bad idea.
I'm not sure if Moo will try for the Dust Knuckle strat or just stick with the low percent strat for the
He
Tinker Knight
switched.
fight.
He switched to Knuckles, so it looks like he might go for it here. Engage doing Dream 3. Main premise here is just to die as quickly as possible since gold is no longer an issue.
Getting that quick kill.
Yo.
Did he do it? I missed it.
He
did.
it. Yes.
Oh my god.
Moo is killing it right now. He's behind, but he's killing it.
If it weren't for the few deaths in Clockwork Tower, he would be gone on a really good pace here.
Yeah. Not only have I been trying to nail that fight for over a year now, but I still don't have it, and Moomoo has only been running this game for what, 2 months, 3 months now?
He's done
Way
it
less
on
than
and off
that.
for a while, but he's only
Yeah.
seriously taken it seriously rather recently.
Yeah.
Despite those deaths, I wouldn't be surprised if he was on pace for an any percent PB.
Engage making his way through the Crusher, no problem. Very nice room through the chandeliers there for Engage.
Tower 1 is a pretty consistent level. There's very little that the player does not control.
Really good, oh! Gets hit by the Drake there in the dark section there. He was, it's hard to tell because it's in the dark room, but there's dirt blocks there in that wall. And it looked like he was trying to either shovel or knuckle his way through the dirt block wall there, but ended up getting hit by the Drake bird instead. Luckily doesn't lose too much time. And makes his way past the last Jawa in Tower 1. Very good. Moomoo making his way across the spike room. He's gonna go the knuckle and dagger method here. Oh, and takes a death.
Engage may have run out of magic, I'm not sure.
Gets
I
that quick Black Knight 3 kill
I
with
think he
the
was-
charge slash at the end.
Yeah. The stun lock on the Black Knight 3 fight is much more precise than we saw in Plains. And Moomoo makes it through. Very nice.
Engage skips the first checkpoint in Tower 2. Not a huge deal, but
I remember realizing that that was actually pointless, because you have to wait on that platform cycle very slightly anyway, so you may as well just grab the checkpoint.
Engage using Charge Slash to move the Bifrost Barf platform, as he calls it. The reason that works is that the Charge Slash actually reaches slightly behind and below Shovel Knight. Very risky room with the Jawas there, but it's
Yeah,
through.
he took some damage above the screen there that we were unable to see from the Jawas, but he makes it through.
Shouldn't die here, it's pretty hard to die in this auto stroller, as long as you're paying attention.
I mean, I've died here.
Me too, but...
And again, I wasn't paying attention, so.
yeah. Hops to not go for the music sheet.
Man, run invalidated.
No longer a 9% speedrun.
Alright, Moo looks like he wanted to reset that screen so he could get the rat back in place to pogo it. Very good, he gets it. You can position, kind of coerce that rat towards you closer to pogo it up to the next section. And Engage is heading into boss rush. It's King Knight first.
Struggling a bit on the kill, but still gets it through it.
Yep. Moo had to kind of two-cycle the Crusher there a little bit. And good Plague Knight kill there by Engage. Paul will be next. He will be guaranteed to be within the first 3 fights of boss rush.
It's a really weird, really neat kill. I was gonna say weird, but then I realized it's just interesting. Never seen a kill like that. But of course, I don't watch many people run Flare Rod route.
Yeah, having the Flare Wand just changes everything.
Definitely slows the mole fight down quite a lot. Get a lot of damage in the mole fight with orbs. You can actually kill him before he goes into the corner.
Oh, Jawa's why? Jawa's gave Moo a death there, right in the last room.
Oh, Engage getting mugged.
Oh, he's gotta watch his health. Alright, he gets through it.
No magic for Tinker though. So he's gonna have to go the really slow route.
Ugh. Jawa's almost got him again, but pogoed him and moved on. Should be able to charge slash him on the last bubble and gets it. And nice Black Knight 3 kill on Moo. Very good.
Once again, just absolutely impressed with what he's able to pull off being so new to the game.
I 100% agree.
Black Knight 3 kill takes people so long.
It took me a very long time to get that.
Yeah.
The
Me
thing
too.
about Moo is that he runs Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and he's one of the best runners at that game, which has so many just blind jumps into open pits that actually get you to bounce off enemies, and so many other really tough platforming things to nail. So he's told me that he's just not afraid of doing any strat in any game he learns. He will go for anything, like no matter if he thinks he can do it or not, and then if he can't, he'll learn it.
Including forgetting that water extends your jump height quite a lot and jumps directly into those spikes.
Yes. The
They
spikes were
engage,
lonely.
Finishing boss rush there, and also opted to save King Knight, as he did have him first. Engage riding the mobile gear into the Enchantress fight.
Moo getting past the Jawas with half a heart left.
Very impressive.
scary room to do with no health, because if
So-
you get hit, then you die, and it's really easy to get hit in that room if the Jawas just do something you don't expect, which they
Yeah.
always do.
Alright, very good kill from Engage for Enchantress 1.
This is one dagger, but doesn't lose a whole lot of time from it, thankfully.
Yeah.
a lot of
making
extra
his
magic.
way through the auto-scroller here. We're gonna see Engage throw down a gear to... Wow, okay. I didn't think that was still a thing.
I didn't know that happened.
Did he extend his height with a charge slash?
He did.
That is still a thing? My god. He's been holding out on us.
Moo unfortunately taking a death through the auto-scroller. Oh, and Engage misses the knuckles there. And that is time for Engage. 46-17. Not bad.
Very good race time.
I think Moo took another deaths.
Yeah, he must have. I didn't see.
I wonder if he was standing too close to the spikes. Or like, he must have been.
Yeah.
Judging by the money bags, yeah.
Or did he alt-tab out of the game? Who would do such a
Certainly nobody on this commentary right now.
I mean, even if you did, we'd think it would be really easy to just alt-tab back in and not worry about it, right?
Yeah, totally, dude.
And it's boss rush time for Moo.
Yeah, let's see what boss order he is gonna get here.
Hopefully no plague verse.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if Moomoo's doing this right now, but during a level in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, he likes to play I Need a Hero, and then he also uses that same song for Boss Rush, so I'm not sure if he's doing that.
Which,
But if he is-
coincidentally, me and him use the same song for Boss Rush, which totally unintentional. Good orb throws again. Bad.
Really good at the
Very-
juggle strat.
Very good at the juggle strat. That is much harder than it looks.
King Knight fight being a lot more awkward than it is in the actual stage because there's no ceiling. So when you try and pogo off of him, you don't quite get as effective of damage as you do in the Pridemore Keep stage.
Yeah,
When
you
you
really
fight
have to utilize charge slashes and if you're gonna use any orbs as well.
Now let's hope for no Plague Knight next. Uh
You jinxed him.
Dang.
oh. Commentary's curse.
Yeah.
Is that a thing, right?
Yeah.
think so.
The only reason we didn't want him to get Plague Knight, in addition to the low health, was that Plague will always move over to the left at that point.
But of course, we
Yeah.
wanted to give him a chance to show off how amazing he is at Plague Knight.
Yeah, that was a really good Plague Knight fight. Alright, he's got the knuckles ready. Fortunately messes up the platform there, that's okay. Mm. Alright, not bad. Last will be Propeller.
Who would have thought?
And he makes it through. Very nice. Solid
Slight
boss
hiccup, but
rush.
really
Oh,
good.
yeah. Yeah, small hiccups here and there, but I'd say it's still a very solid boss rush.
Right. I'm trying to find Moomoo's any percent PB, but I don't know what it is.
I believe it's
Um,
a 53-0 something.
mm,
Well, he'll be close to his PB then.
yeah. And I would say in a race format, the time he's gonna get's still very good.
Doesn't die to the block room. Excellent.
It's always a good strat there.
I died to that room way too many times to admit.
Yeah, it kind of takes like just doing that section over and over until you find like a good pattern, or I would say like just position or spot to avoid those tiles. I just avoid every tile completely. Like I jump out of the way and then I pogo like the last two.
Cower in the corner until it
Yeah.
stops.
Exactly.
Make it stop.
So Moomoo initially went for, looked like he was gonna go for reflecting the shots back up at her for damage.
Missed a lot of hits, unfortunately. So, gonna be a bit of a scary second phase.
So what he's gonna have to do, yeah, is wait for Enchantress to come level here.
There's much more RNG. Oh man. Gets the damage and
My heart!
passes through him.
This is really tense.
Oh,
no!
Aw.
So close.
Well, now we get to see attempt number 2. See if you can do it again.
Once more with feeling.
Alright, reflects the shots again. Very good.
6, is he gonna go for it?
Oh boy.
It's the one tile gap. Oh,
wow. You did
it! Wow!
The low percent strats coming out of the woodwork.
Unreal, this guy. So, with if you get Enchantress down to a specific set of health there,
I
lower it
believe
down.
it's 3 bubbles or less.
Yeah, it's 3 bubbles or less.
So 3
you-
bubbles gets super risky.
You can pogo Enchantress, kind of like you do with King Knight and Pridemore Keep, against the ceiling of the blocks and do a lot of damage. Not only is that one of the most riskiest, I would say, strats of fights in the game, but wow. It's very good.
An awkward E2 fight. Seeing these phases of the fight that you should hope to never have to see, because the fight gets much more complicated as time goes on.
Yeah, you definitely want to eliminate Enchantress before any of all that mess happens.
Yeah, the trick to the Enchantress 2 fight is that you need to deal 8 damage for her to initiate her ground slam phase.
And that's
Moo Moo.
time for MooMoo. Very
55-28.
Speaking of which, hello Mumu.
I did it.
good. Color me
Congratulations.
impressed, my friend.
That E1 kill. The second one.
That was a very good run, I would say. The E1 kill. There was just a few other things you did in the run that I was very impressed by, dude.
Thank
The
you.
perfect Black Knight 3 kill. That was good.
Yeah, Black Knight 3 was very good.
I knew after the way that first Enchantress went, I was like, I know how I can turn this around and feel way better about myself. Surprised it worked though.
It was very good. What is your PB, by the way?
For both categories, it's 51-59.
No way.
Well, you'll definitely get a new PB but by the time the tournament finishes. Like, the whole race, we were all commenting on how much you have learned in such a short time and how incredible it is.
Thank you.
And you were keeping toe-to-toe with Engage for the first... at least through World 1.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A bit more than that.
My brain is full of strats and my body is full of caffeine.
The only way to fly.
And we are also joined by Engage. Good race, dude.
Thank you.
Good race, dude.
Thank you.
Good time, 46-17 in a race.
Oh, that was kind of ugly, especially in the beginning.
Yeah. You were actually behind for a little while in World 1.
Well, I wanted to give him a chance.
Such a gentleman.
I appreciate that.
So from both of you, we'll start with Engage. What was like your general thought process going into this race? Like, how did either of you prepare?
I just basically practiced all the stages for like an hour or so, and you know, just tried to concentrate on not dying, because that's what really sets you back in a race like this.
Moo, how about you?
First, I had to pretend that I was the main character of my own anime. Where the final boss decided to present himself at the beginning of the tournament instead of toward the end. But seriously, as the first round ended, I looked at who my opponent was, and I was like, do I actually care about this tournament? For some reason, I suddenly do, and I just grinded for hours and hours and hours on end, and I looked at stats, videos, talked to you guys. Thank you for all the help.
I mean,
Yeah, we were even helping him earlier, trying to do Explodatorium, and I wasn't watching the race. How did you do on Explodatorium?
Actually, the beginning went pretty good. I got hit by some rats at the end of that room, and that's what tripped me up on the pattern, so I got into the low percent cycle.
yeah, the time that you've put in definitely shows. The Tinker Knight quick kill was very impressive. I have yet to nail that quick kill after many practice of trying to get it.
It's not quite as hard as you think it is once you know exactly the shape of Tinker 2's hitbox. Then it's all a
Right.
matter of just lining it up and doing it.
Tinker 2 was one of those things that when I decided I was going to take this a lot more seriously, I looked around at, well, I was going to alter my any percent route to not use the coat, the orb, or the charge slash, but when I thought I was like, okay, I can do this kill, I gotta learn Tinker 2, and
Right.
I gotta learn everything else, and this is a huge time save if I'm gonna get the gear.
Absolutely.
Right. Alright guys, I gotta take off, so thanks for the race and thanks for doing the commentary, and I'll see y'all later.
No problem.
See you later.
GG, dude.
Congratulations, sir.
Mhm.
Alright, well, I don't know how much more we have. This is our last Shovel Knight run for today. Tomorrow is actually me, Winchakoopas, versus Not So Newbie at 9 PM EST. I think in about an hour from now we have some Final Fantasy coming up on Speed Gaming, so stay tuned for that, or I guess tune back in for that. But yeah, I think we're ready to sign off.
Sounds good. Thanks everybody for watching.